You're returning a team that has 9 guys back, lost in the finals last year by 1. So I feel like you're going to have some veteran leadership, a group of guys who've been through the trenches and expect the things that I'm asking for them, and also the leadership that they're going to be able to give to our younger guys. Playing a national schedule, so we're trying our best to prepare ourselves early for the WCAC. And actually this year the WCAC is coming right at us because we're opening up the season with a WCAC game on Friday.
So obviously you touched on a conference play, toughest conference in the country. Talk to us about your out-of-conference schedule, because I know you guys travel.
So our first non-conference game will be on Saturday, the next day. After our first game, we'll play Mount St. Joe's in what's the WAC versus BCL challenge. We'll head Christmas to Delaware to play against Albany from New York, Our Savior from New York, and Liberty from Nevada, Las Vegas. We'll come back and we'll have a national game against Bishop Gorman, the Cancer Research Classic, an event that we've been playing in now 11 years. We'll head to Springfield, Hoop Hall, and play Olive Branch from Mississippi. They're best players heading to Kentucky next year. And then we'll finish our non-conference schedule with a game in late January against Wheeler down in Georgia.
And that's amazing. That really has to get the kids excited at every game, not only for a conference game with the stands packed, but also just a national schedule. It's got to be exciting for them.
I think it definitely is. And we try our best every year to just go to different cities and play against different teams to give ourselves an opportunity with some of the cultural things that they're able to see in different cities and see how different teams in different parts of the country. But most importantly, putting ourselves up against the best competition we can to get ready for our conference.
So senior leadership is always a big part of any team. So this year you have 2 guys in Josh Watts and Anwar Gill who have been part of the varsity team their entire time here. Talk to me and talk to us about what those 2 guys bring to the team as seniors.
Well, I think you already see their leadership, ability to understand 4 years now what I expect and what I want, and their ability to work hard and show the young guys what it takes every day to go through the tough nights in our conference. But more importantly, they let one get away this year, and I think the both of them have a chip on their shoulder and will have a chance to finish their career on top. And then I think the lesson is being able to have another guy like John coming off a heck of a kick. Seen it, he's bringing an energy to us and the leadership through his hard work and what he's already accomplished on the football field. He's bringing to us now on the basketball field as well.
3 juniors, Terrence Williams, Miles, Chuck Harris, all 8 big minutes this year. Talk to them this upcoming season.
Well, I think all 3 of their roles really changed. T kind of was tested in immediately as a freshman, and so he was already a little more, I think, prepared for what was going to happen every night compared to Miles and Chuck played as freshmen. And then last year, guys all got thrown fire a little bit, and really especially Chuck because Prentice being out last year with the knee injury, so the ball went immediately into his hands. So those guys having experience through this league, through the national school, so their ability to also lead by example and even being vocal for us is going to be key and major to our ability to have success.
So 15 years as a head coach, 20 plus years on the sidelines. What changes have you seen in the high school game, not only in the local level, but the national level?
Well, I think the biggest thing is the basketball game has really become a positionless game. I still say it still has one position because I believe in the truth. But everywhere else, you see guys like Miles and they're a great example. Guys who are they most likely to match up against, but their ability to be able to mismatch problems is what leads to our success. They're guys who can out on the perimeter, got 3. They also have the ability because of growing up on their team to be able to play. So, I think the change you're seeing in basketball now is after the year who can play positions and have multiple.
Yeah, and you really do that in your team in the sense of you've you've got, there's no traditional post anymore. There might be one in the conference, but even here, I mean, it is all about the perimeter, and which that is definitely an adjustment.
And I think it makes just have to adjust in how they play offensively as well as defensively. So with it changing, it allows for us to continue to grow as coaches and not get complacent in what we do, and you have to study other methods of ways to play to best fit your teams.
Well, that leads me to now this question. If you look back, so 15 years as the head coach here at Gonzaga, what would you tell your coach?
Throw the ball inside. I mean, I would probably tell him that to be prepared to expand as a coach. Again, the game just continues to evolve and played in so many different ways. I mean, I think you're really seeing a lot more of the European model come into the game. So I would have told that guy 15 years ago to really more maybe the European, because now that is really coming into play.
So you've had a couple scrimmages. What do you see from at the early stage of the game?
We're a work in progress. Again, guys into different. We have new guys who are moving up, freshmen who are going to be playing at the varsity level immediately. So it's going to be an adjustment period. I think this is a team this year that has enough talent to win it, but it's gonna take a lot of hard work, and it's gonna take a lot of, I think, handling the bumps and bruises, because I think we'll be a team early on that's gonna have those bumps and bruises. We're gonna be able to have to grow as the season goes along. I like to say in the regular season, now adding the heights, instead of 18, we play 20 scrimmages.
Wow.
It becomes the final weekend.
Yep.
Can you catch lightning in a bottle and win 3 in a row? So our goal every day is just to get better. Whether we'll win, lose, or draw, it's to grow as a team and to figure out what's best for us to be successful when we get to late February.
So now let's switch gears a little bit and focus on the now 30th Gonzaga DC, part of 20 of them. What do you think makes this tournament one of the highlighted tournaments in the entire country?
Tradition. I mean, so many of the events you go to now have become showcase events. This is still traditional. 3 games to a champion, and we're still having the ability to be in great teams to be able to help everyone grow going into their own seasons when they go back home. I think 2 years ago in this event, 7 of the 8 back in one regular season championship or the championship at the end of the year. Yeah. And a couple of those teams had to go 0-3. So you go somewhere, you play against some other teams to help your team grow and have some experiences, prepare yourself at the end of the year. I think that's one of the highlight of our event, that we've stayed to the tradition of being an 8-team tournament where it's got to win 3 to win it all.
So obviously we root for the home team, but there have been tremendous players outside of here that have come to the Carmody Center. Who are some 20 years that come to mind for you?
I mean, the first went 0-3 here, and that's Chris Paul. Last years of his high school career, last year ran the table and won the state championship. So seeing a guy like that, we see every other night. To have here in 0-3. He also was the MVP of our tournament. So that lets you know how good of a player he was. But to see guys like Ron Artest, God rest his soul, Eddie Griffin, who used to play at Roman Catholic. So there's great pros come through here and in this event, and look to see many more.
So the DC Classic and also an extension of Gonzaga about service and giving back. Talk to me about what that means to the players that come here, the students that are here, but also that being a real big mission of the tournament.
Well, I think the coaches who come here do a great job of explaining to their own kids what the mission is, and the mission is being able to give back. I mean, and a big part of who we are here at Gonzaga, being men for others, it's always been about giving back. So to be able to have a tournament where every dollar and every cent that goes into the event or gets made by the event goes to our kids having an opportunity to go and help others throughout the summer and throughout the spring in service projects like Red Cloud, going down when we had the events happening in Katrina, being able to help restore different cities and being able to go into communities where they can help others. So having those schools also be able to preach that message to their kids, and their kids really having a strong understanding of it is huge, because it's not just about basketball. We always say that we really want to use the game of the basketball to be able to teach our kids about life skills, and this is one thing that the Fathers Club have put together now 30 years to allow kids to understand how much service means to others.
Well, Coach, I really appreciate the time. It's been a long day of school, a long day of practice, but I really want to wish you all the best this upcoming season, and of course next weekend at the 30th Gonzaga DC Classic. Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And welcome back. We are now joined by junior forward Terrence Williams. Terrence, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So now, Terrence, 3 years of varsity player, officially now an upperclassman. What are you most excited about this upcoming season?
Well, I'm just ready to give these new group of guys, we lost a couple pieces last year, but I think with this team, this is probably the most exciting year coming up, because I get to kind of lead these people with upperclassmen since I'm upperclassman. So that's probably the best thing I'm excited about so far.
Excellent. Now, as you mentioned, you've played with a lot of guys, and some great players that come right to mind. Miles Dredd, Chris Likes, Prentice Hub. What have you been able to maybe take away from those guys over the last 2 years you played with them, and now apply that to the team this season?
Well, all of them stress that the season is a marathon, it's really not a sprint. Chris especially told me take each game one at a time. Never get too ahead of yourself, because that's how you lose a couple games. And then Miles just taught me the leadership role. That's what he was big on leading. And he taught me to be a vocal leader and just how to lead in different ways. And Prentice Hub, the same thing. Since he was out last year, he had to look on the floor and tell me what was going on. And he taught me a lot of things. So I'm definitely going to apply those things this year for this season.
So, Coach Turner and I were talking about how the game has changed. So maybe 15, 20 years ago, a guy your size, 6'7", you're just going to go to the block, you're going to go to the post, but your game is so much more than that, and people that have had the opportunity to watch you play, your game is evolved now into a really strong three-point shooter. Talk to me about how that has evolved through the years, because I got to imagine when you were a younger guy, maybe in 5th, 6th grade, you weren't allowed to shoot out there. So talk to us about that.
Well, coming up, I definitely was the biggest kid on the court, as you mentioned. Always on the block, post moves. But as time evolved, it was around 5th grade where my coach told me, like, the game is changing. You can't just stay on the block anymore. You're not always going to be the tallest person. So he had me, my coach back then had me like a lot of shooting, dribbling, stuff like that. So when it's time to come to high school, as it is now, I would be ready to go on the block, but also outside the block because the game is getting smaller and smaller and smaller each year, and the game is definitely expanding. Three-point line is a lot of three-point mid-range, a lot of transition threes, a lot of shooting, really. So that's what really I've been stressing these past couple of years, is getting that jump shot right.
Excellent. Take you back to this summer. Had the opportunity to watch some of your AAU games, and especially the championship and the Peach Jam. Talk to us about that experience when you get to kind of go outside of Gonzaga a little bit and compete at the highest level in the AAU circuit.
Well, that's definitely a great experience as well because you get to play with the top players in the area. That team had everybody's Division I, all 12 players, I think, all Division I. And it was very cool just going around playing the top players in the country, especially during the Peach Jam, where it's like, say one game you're playing, there's about 50 coaches, probably half head coaches, just all watching you there play. And that's the coolest experience, especially at that Peach Jam championship, like you said.
Yep. So now as we head into the DC Classic, it's entering its 30th year. You've been able to play in 2 of them. Talk about what this tournament is like when you get to play not only some local teams, but also some national teams.
It's a great experience, playing national teams and local teams. It's a good crowd that comes out. It's our first home game, so student session kind of gets rowdy first game. So I definitely love the DC Classic because it brings out all types of people even brings out college coaches, students, parents, even writers like ESPN, Rivals, they all come out just to watch us play. So it just brings everybody together. That's one thing I like.
So, as you know, the DC Classic is more than just basketball. It's about the money that is raised to be able to provide service projects and giving back to the community. What does that mean to you to be able to be a part of that?
Well, it's a great cause. I love giving back. Sometimes I do a lot of service here, in the center. So I just love the fact that it gives back to the community because that's what I'm big on.
Growing up as a basketball player, and even now, were there or are there some players you try to model your game after?
Well, not really. I just try to be the best I could be. Inside and outside, really. Maybe a little bit of Draymond Green because we're like the same. Undersized, inside, outside, could dribble the ball. So
you're not going to kick anybody.
No,
okay.
I'm not going to kick anybody.
Okay,
just skill-wise. Okay. Skill-wise, not personality. Skill-wise. But a little bit of him, undersized, stretch forward.
Yep. So now let's get to know Terrence Williams a little bit. What is the last movie you saw?
Last movie I saw was Creed 2.
Okay. How was it?
Great movie.
Okay. Did you
I
see
recommend
Creed 1?
you watch it. Yes.
Okay.
I saw Creed 1.
I haven't seen it.
I've seen all the Rockies. So
okay.
I know what the fight is about and all that. So it's a great movie. Recommend you watch it.
Favorite food?
Pizza.
Any particular kind of pizza? Cheese? Cheese. All right. The original. All right. And then if you had one superpower, what would it be?
Telekinesis. I know what you're thinking. So that next move, I already know it. I know it's coming.
That's excellent. Well, Terrence, thank you for joining us. We look forward to a great season.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
We are now joined by senior guard Josh Watts. Josh, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, 4-year varsity player, senior year, Josh, what are you most excited about?
Definitely the chance to grow as a team. We have a lot of returners who have either won a WCAC championship or have made it to the WCAC championship game. So we all know what it takes to get there again, and we just have to get the younger guys on track so we can get back in the position to put ourselves in that game.
So, obviously, you've had the ability to play with some great players in your first 3 years here. Chris Likes, Miles Dredd, Prentice Hub, just to name a few. What are some things maybe you take away from playing alongside them and apply that to your senior year?
Definitely just seeing how hard they work in practice every day and bringing that to this year's team. We have to work hard every day, get better, and just keep improving. And then definitely as a senior this year, I have to step up and be a leader. So I'm looking forward to taking on that challenge.
So when you look back growing up, 4th, 5th, 6th grade as a younger player, and you look at the player you've become now, where do you think kind of the switch went off where you said, hey, I could not only play as a young kid, but I could play at a high level at Gonzaga and then obviously going to college. When do you think that happened?
I think probably freshman, sophomore year. When I was younger, I was always a big man.
Okay.
And then probably 7th, 8th grade, I transitioned into a guard. And then once I got to Gonzaga and kind of found my place in the program, I realized I can take this to the next level.
That's great. So, talking about the next level, you've already committed. You're going to Brown University, Ivy League. First, congratulations.
Thank you.
What was the determining factors to choose Brown?
It was a similar decision that went into me choosing Gonzaga. It had the best balance of both academics and basketball. And, I just love the coaching staff and how they supported me. And I think in my opinion, they did the best job recruiting me.
So have you already circled the date for next when you play Penn and Eddie Scott, or has the trash talking already started? Or
we exchanged a few messages.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So in regard to the DC Classic, which takes place next Friday through Sunday, obviously a big part of the tournament and Gonzaga is giving back and service. What does that mean to you as not only a player but a student here at Gonzaga?
It means everything. Service is a big part of what we do at Gonzaga. Throughout my 4 years, I've been able to participate in a lot, such as Campus Kitchen, service at WJA Academy. This is something that we do. Last year as a team, we all served in the Campus Kitchen. It's just a great opportunity, and being in the heart of DC is something that we have access to and something we're exposed to. So it's just great to be able to help people.
Excellent. So now, growing up, and even now, were there some players that you try to pattern your game after, that you looked at growing up? So I like the way that guy plays.
I would say offensively, probably Kevin Durant and Paul George, and then defensively, Kawhi Leonard.
Okay. So now let's get to know Josh Watts a little bit. What was the last movie you saw?
Last movie, The Hate You Give.
Okay. What, it was good?
Yes.
Okay. Favorite food?
Mac and cheese.
Cheese, okay. Homemade in a box?
Homemade.
Okay. Thanksgiving? Is there like a crust on top? Is that okay? All right. Because there's a lot of different ways. All right, good. And then if you had one superpower, what would it be?
Super speed. Or no, teleport.
Teleport. Okay. All right. Well, we appreciate it. We wish you all the best this upcoming season.
Thank you,
Josh.
Thank you.
All right, welcome back. You're now joined by junior forward Miles Studi. Miles, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So now, 3-year varsity player coming into your junior year, upperclassman. What are you most excited about this season?
I'm really excited to lead the new guys and show them the ropes, as well as kind of assume that I'm really excited to just get into the starting role and make plays like I know I can.
So the last 2 years, your progression is steady. More of a come off the bench, energy, role guy. So now coming into this season, junior, upperclassman, starter, how do you approach that this season maybe than versus the last two?
Really for me, I feel like it's the same exact mentality. My work ethic hasn't changed. I've done everything the same approaching the season. I've just worked 10 times harder, I feel like. So I work and trust in my grind. I feel like I can really excel, and that's my plan.
So in watching you play the last 2 years, I think, watches you, he's got a smile on his face, you bring a lot of enthusiasm. Kind of where does that mentality come from? Because every player's different. Like, you really seem to energize when you're on the court.
Yes, sir. I mean, I love this game, so I really just try to go out there and make that known. So in doing that, it makes it really easy for me to just go have fun, go give my teammates energy, and really be that spark plug for my team.
So now this year, you're not the only student here on I Street. Right? Your brother Malik is a freshman on the JV. How's that been like to have him here at Gonzaga?
It's been really. He's definitely asked me a lot of questions. Made a couple of freshman mistakes here and there, but we try to keep that to a minimum. So I'll try to just show him a few things that I wish I would have known as a freshman, and I think it helped him a lot.
Nice. Do you see him in the halls? You been to him? Or?
Oh, no, he gets.
Oh, he gets okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
Classic third year. You've been a part of a few now. What do you think makes the DC class so special?
I feel like it's one of the, if not the best basketball events in the country when it comes down to it. Everybody there, it's really good competition. Every coach trying new foes that we get are lucky enough to face. So with that being said, I'm just really excited to play.
That's great. And you had mentioned, the DC Classic, and we've talked to the other guys, much more than just basketball.
Yes, sir.
It's about service. It's about giving back to the community. And when you hear that part of that, how important to you?
I mean, just being a Gonzaga student, that means a lot to me. That's me practicing what we preach here at Gonzaga. So, in doing that with the platform, it just means a lot to me. It means a lot to me.
So, growing up as a kid, maybe 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, and even now in high school, is there a player that you kind of try to not copy, but that you like their game and that you try to maybe emulate a little bit?
I'd definitely say it's a mix between James and those two on different sides of the ball. I respect them a lot. Defensively for sure, and then offensive skill package being 6'8", and then doing and just making moves that not a lot of bigs can make. It's definitely two guys that I emulate on the court.
Nice. So now let's get to know Miles Studi a little bit. What was the last movie you saw?
Ooh, last movie, Space Jam.
Okay.
Yes,
oh,
sir.
wow. Okay.
Yes,
So that was on DVR.
Yeah.
On demand or Netflix.
Yes,
okay. Favorite food?
French toast. Yes, sir.
Okay. So your breakfast.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Breakfast for dinner?
Love it.
Okay. Excellent. All right. Well, now, your sausage.
Sausage.
All right.
Yeah.
Link or patty?
Link.
All right. Good. If you had one superpower, what would it be?
Ooh. Transportation. I mean, teleportation.
All right. So you're the second one. Well, we live in a bad area.
Exactly. A place to play like that.
Absolutely. Well, great. Well, again, Miles, we appreciate you joining us. Best of the coming season. Thank you. Thanks, man.
Thank you.